Welcome back to my channel, y'all. We're going to talk about, is it anxiety or is it intuition? And yes, the notes are back. My memory me and my memory are currently taking some time apart. I feel like that started 25 years ago. Anyway, let's talk about one of the biggest questions I see people ask. How do I know if it's my intuition or if it's just my anxiety? Now, I know I have that issue because I deal with really, really bad anxiety. So I can never really pinpoint, like when I think about something, sometimes it's hard for me to pinpoint, is this my intuition or is this my anxiety? Because sometimes when I feel like something's going to happen or I know something, then I'm right or it comes true or it happens. But then sometimes it's my anxiety and then like I'm completely wrong and because it's just my anxiety. I don't think there's a perfect answer, but I do think that there are some really important differences. So let's start with anxiety. From a psychological perspective, anxiety is your brain trying to protect you. But the problem is, our brains aren't always very good at telling the difference between real danger and imagined danger. So your nervous system can react to both. And anxiety usually sounds like, what if, or what if they don't like me? What if something bad happens? What if I make the wrong decision? What if, what if, what if? Like, it's a lot of fear, and I have a lot of fear. And it's really loud. It repeats itself, it spirals, it's exhausting. Now, intuition, whether you see intuition as something spiritual, psychological, or a mix of both, it does usually feel different. Intuition doesn't usually argue with you, it doesn't spend 3 hours making a PowerPoint presentation on why you should panic. But it just quietly says something doesn't feel right or this feels like the right choice. It it gets weirdly quiet too afterwards. But anxiety wants certainty. Intuition usually offers clarity. Psychologically, some researchers think intuition comes from our brain recognizing patterns that you've noticed before, even if you aren't consciously aware of them. Spiritually, many people believe intuition is a deeper inner knowing. Personally, I think both are, interesting, and obviously I believe in the spiritual side and like a deeper inner knowing because I'm a spiritual person, and I also believe in the, psychology fact of it because things are still scientific. I don't think we have to pick one and completely reject the other. Sometimes our experiences are influenced by biology. Sometimes they're influenced by meaning. Sometimes it's probably both. But one thing that has helped me is asking myself one question. Is this thought making me feel more panicked? Or is it peaceful? Because anxiety usually creates urgency and intuition creates clarity. That doesn't mean intuition is always comfortable, but sometimes the right decision is incredibly difficult. But even then, it often feels like strangely calm underneath the discomfort. If you're dealing with severe anxiety, it is also important to remember that anxiety can be much harder to tell the difference. That's one reason therapy and learning emotional regulation skills can be so valuable, and it can help create enough space to recognize what you're actually feeling. And I would really love to know what you guys think. Do you believe in intuition, or do you believe intuition is psychological, spiritual, or maybe a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments because I'd love for this channel to become a conversation instead of just me talking on camera, and hoping my dog isn't judging me from the corner of the room. Also, it is so hot in here, y'all. I like straighten my hair and it's curling already. It is so hot. I don't even know why I decided to straighten my hair when it's like still summer and like 5,000 degrees outside. Oh, also, where are y'all from? Where are y'all watching from? I'm curious. Is it still like super hot where you are? I was gonna say something else, but I don't want to get banned on YouTube. Um, but yeah. Also, I noticed that intuition is super, super calm. Like I said before, it offers clarity. So sometimes I'll be talking to someone and something will just pop in my head and it's super calm and it's super random. Like I'm not thinking too much into it, like anxiety when you're thinking like, oh, what if this or what if that? Like I said like earlier, um, it's more like, okay, this comes in my head and then it's just boom, it's there. It's not. I'm not. I'm trying to find a good way to explain this. Like I'm not scared about it. I'm not whatever. Obviously, if you feel like you're in danger and something comes in your head and you're like, nah, you shouldn't do that, and still it's calm. Like it's so weird. It's hard to explain if you haven't experienced both. And sometimes even when you experience both, if you have major anxiety like I do, sometimes it's hard. My dog. Sorry y'all. It's hard to distinguish the two. But if you really if you really try to find out how to emotionally regulate your emotions. Wow, that didn't even say that right. My dog is barking and I can't speak. Bean, quiet. If you find a way, no, you have to find a way to regulate your emotions and you can distinguish the two. Meditation, taking a walk, being outside, all those things help with grounding yourself. And what I mean by grounding, because a lot of you may not know what that is going outside and putting your feet on the ground, on the dirt. You're connecting to nature, and that is grounding your body. And if you're like, ew, I don't want to go stick my feet outside, because I know some people are like that, and that's totally fine. Then you can go to your bathtub. I know this sounds weird, but even taking a shower and just like washing any negatives, like imagine you're washing things away and any tension that your body's holding, just wash it all away. But just your feet, your bare feet on the ground because the pipes are connected and go into the ground, it's grounding. So that'll help distinguish from your intuition and your anxiety. I'm looking at myself in the camera and I could just see my hair like okay, anyway. So yeah, y'all leave it in the comments. Let me know your experience with your anxiety and your intuition. I want to know because yeah, sometimes my intuition is so good that when I do have anxiety, it's like, whoa, is this going to come true or am I right about this? And it's insane. But until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep exploring what's beneath the surface. I'll see you in the next one.